Just
triangle. Triangle is shaped like a
triangle.
I actually have some rebar that was given me by a percussion source.
It's a square.
It's just a straight line, and it sounds kind of like a triangle, but it's a straight line. Triangles are in what's that?
You should bend it.
I should bend it. You're right. I should make a triangle. Make an octagon.
Yeah.
I should make an octagon someday. Maybe we'll
Or a no decagon, just for fun.
Anyway,
Decagon.
all right. So triangle.
Yeah.
13.
In most high school settings, high school, junior high settings, the key to a good triangle isn't really the triangle itself. The weak link in the triangle is your clip. Okay? Because I know you. I was one of you at one time. I know what happens to this clip. Okay? We all get clips. And at one point, the clip breaks. Okay, right? Yes. So the clip is broken. Oh, our clip's broken, right? And so you go home and you come back the next day. You're like, oh, dude, the clip's broken. What are we gonna do? Oh, I don't know. And you rip up a part of the carpet, right? Because the carpet's all around you, right? It's always ripping up right in the back, especially in the back. You rip some carpet up, and you got a big long string like this long, right? And then you take it and you wrap it on your triangle clip if you still have it, and it's like this long, all right? So then you put your triangle on it, and you hit it, and what happens? Right? It's spinning around and you're playing catch the triangle every time you play, right? And your bender never notices because it's just a freaking triangle. Who cares, right? But you know you're back there, and so the triangle just gets just so disrespected, mainly because of the clip. So let's talk about your clip for a second. I bought these at a hardware store. They're very, very cheap. These are not special Ludwig or Grover clips. These are made in Taiwan that you buy in the automotive area or the clamp area. The only thing I did to this, there's a clamp area, right? It's like C-clamps, clamps, yeah.
Clamps Emporium.
The only thing, yeah, I bought at the clamp shop. You know, all these are clamps.
Wall clamp.
Yeah. The only thing I did to modify this is I drilled a hole here. Okay, you can see I drew a hole that I drilled there. I should have drilled it a little further out, but this is fine. So there's always a hole here inside of the, I'm ready to take this off and I can't. Underneath this pad there's a hole, always here, but you need a second hole in front of it. You want to take your string, whatever string that you have, and you want to go through those two holes. You want them farther apart, the farther apart the better you can get. Okay, you don't want to go all the way to the end, but you want to make sure they're far apart. You don't want them really close to each other. The reason is, if I have, like for instance in this case, my string is pretty far apart, okay, and so it's touching the triangle. I'll use my finger as an example. If the string's straight, it's going to touch the triangle just underneath it, okay. If my string is really close to each other, in other words, the loop is really small, it's going to wrap around the triangle and it's going to muffle it. Okay, so you want the least amount of string touching the triangle as possible. So the straighter the string can be, the better. Okay. Now I use some really thick plastic wire, and then I hot glued it together. I have been tempting fate for years now because I should have a second string. You should always have a second string because at some point it will break. Okay? Now, this broke in a rehearsal, so it's not a big deal. This hasn't broken yet, but if I'm in a concert, if I'm playing along, and you're holding the triangle correctly, and I'm playing, and this breaks, what's going to happen to the triangle? Bam! On the floor, I get fired, right? It's over. It's all she wrote. So that's why you get a second cable, just a little longer, that hangs just beneath this, so when this top one breaks, the second one catches it. We can still play, everybody's good, and then you go home at night and you can fix the string.
But then the second one breaks, and then
then you're screwed.
You have 3.
So
a million strings.
There's your triangle. So just get yourself a good triangle clip. Okay, let's talk about holding a triangle. Everybody, take their non-dominant hand. So if you're right-handed, take your left hand, stick it out. Grab a cup of coffee or whatever type of beverage that you drink. Okay.
Blood.
Stick your index finger up a little bit slightly. Okay. And pretend, I don't have enough to give to you, that the triangle clip goes on your thumb and on your middle finger with your index finger holding it in place. This is how you want to hold a triangle. Okay? Thank you. The reason you do this is okay, first of all, my hand's at my side. Look, that's really close to my triangle grip. Okay? It's not, I'm holding my triangle. Okay? This is not how my hand came out when I was born. Okay, well, maybe mine did, but it shouldn't. Okay? All right? So, this is a very natural way to hold a triangle. If I'm reading music, which we all are because we're brilliant musicians, I can see my instrument and my music all in one fell swoop, as opposed to clipping it on the music stand. Now I can read my music, but I can't see my instrument, or I can see my instrument and not my music, okay? Or holding it down here, which is the same problem. I can also see my conductor, so I can see my instrument, my music, and my conductor all in one thing. Also, I can muffle the triangle by bringing my pinkies down and muffle the triangle. I can do vibrato. Okay, all these things I can do just by holding the triangle this way. Okay, and to me, as you know, the most important thing, the most important reason why we hold it shows respect for the triangle. All right. Now.
Oh wow, he's videotaping it.
Yep.
Maybe you've heard this story. You get triangle in the, you're a freshman in the band, you know, I'm a freshman playing band now, and then the big Neanderthal guys like, hey, you playing triangle? You know, I'm playing triangle, what are you back there? Playing triangle, because, you know, triangle sucks, and only cool guys play the snare drum, right? You know. And so concert comes, and your mom and dad are up there, and they're like, oh, look at Jimmy, he has to play the triangle. Oh, how sad, you know. But imagine little Jimmy going, triangle. Your folks are like, wow, you see Jimmy? He's a stud. Is that triangle playing? Man. And that's cool, because that respects the instrument and respects you for what you're doing. And, I mean, you're going to get all kinds of friends. I mean, the people are going to be just pining to be your buddy.
And then the chicks are gonna line up.
Well,
oh,
of course,
triangle.
of course. You will definitely have a date for the prom. I know you will.
Yeah,
So,
I play
of course,
triangle.
you're talking to someone who didn't. So how would I know? How would I know if you actually have a date for the prom? So anyway, okay. So there's your triangle. Now, this instrument, this is an Alan Abel triangle. We're about out of time. This is Alan Abel, A-B-L-E-O?
Could be.
Normally Abel, L-E.
I think it's E-L. Alan Abel, he was a percussionist with Philadelphia years and years ago. This is a unique shape. This is just because this is what he designed as a triangle, this cutout here. Most triangles don't have this. A Grover triangle, and this is another good triangle. Okay, Grover also makes this triangle. I also have, this is my favorite triangle today, is a Sabian triangle. This is a hand-hammered triangle. It's been hand-hammered. And the sounds are all different. Different triangles that give you a different color. And so depending on what you're playing, you're going to want to get a different triangle. So here's my Alan Abel sound. Okay. Here's my Sabian sound. Here's my Grover sound.
Number 2.
This is my Grover super overtone. They all have different colors, and so depending on what you're playing, you want to get a different triangle. I got to get you out of here pretty soon, but a couple of things about triangle. The biggest thing is, just like with the tambourine, you want to try to hit it at a 45-degree angle. You don't want to hit it 90 or 90. The sound that you're looking for is the dirtiest sound you can get with the triangle. You don't want a really clean pitch. You don't want something that you can sing. If someone could go, no, you don't want that. You want a sound that's unrecognizable. So a lot of different pitches in there. And that's what you're going for. The reason is those overtones, that complexity to the sound, that's what's going to cut through the band and be heard out in the audience. This is going to be weak and just colorless. That's just a colorless sound, okay? So you want to hit it at a 45-degree angle to get that complexity of sound. If you're going to roll, you can roll down in this corner or roll up in this corner, depending on what you want to do. Where you play, you can either play here or here, depending on the instrument and the sound that you're trying to go for. You don't want to play down near this end. I guess you could play up here too, but typically you're going to play on this end over here or here, depending on what you're playing. Try to hold it as much as you can. It's going to sound so much better. If you have to play something that's really fast, you get 2 clips when it's not broken, and you clip it and you hold it on either a stand or something like this, and then you can get 2 beaters and play just like a snare drum on top of it. Anything else?
One more time. What do we do with a triangle? We what the triangle? What was that?
Respect.
Oh my God, Sam, grow up.
All right, you guys.